Lacey, and I mean my wife, not the city. You did a song for me. You sang Rain for me. But this one, I'm singing for you.
You my beauty, I'm your beast. It's an honor to be yours till the day that I'm deceased. You could call me more. I'm a felon, I'm a G. Never felt like this before, babe. You know I play for keeps. No, it's not a metaphor.
Welcome to the Loving Lacey podcast, special Mother's Day edition. Yes,
I am B, aka B Aktiv.
I'm Laycee from Laycee.
Cal, aka Kalvin, with a K.
Laycee. For spelling them out.
For those who don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Don't know. This is Lacey, Loving Lacey, the podcast show for the 360. Mother's Day special edition. Big heartfelt shout out to all you moms out there. And to my babe, happy Mother's Day, beautiful.
Thank you.
Big shout out to Tiffany, mother of my children, and my mom. And mom, when you watch this, thank you for all that you have done and all that you are doing. Tiffany, thank you for all that you have done and all that you are doing. I'm very grateful.
Yes. I second that. Tiffany just left. So super proud of you. Glad to see you and Tiffany are in a good space. I'm glad to be in a good space with my wife and child's mother.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. And man, I just like my mom. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you've done in the past, in the present, and I'm sure you're gonna do some more stuff now that you're a grandma. But we'll get into that. We got a lot of mom topics in the topic grabber this episode, and we're gonna get into it. This is all about moms, so.
And to my mom, you already know you're the shit. Mom. My mom has been there for me through everything. My mom, that is my roll dog for real. Like, my mom, hands down, she's there for me. No matter what, no matter when, no matter how.
Supporting you through your darkest days, huh?
Every day. She picked up the phone. She was there. She supported whatever I was doing. She supported me in all my endeavors, and she is just a great mother. And she's a really good grandma as well. But yeah, my mom did a lot for us. She had 5 kids. She spent a lot of the latter years solely working. She is married to my dad, but she took on the heavy responsibility of being the only one bringing in income for a long time, and she always made sure we had what we wanted and needed. It was really amazing looking back on it. I'm like, how did she do that for us? Like, all the holidays, Christmas, birthdays were always huge. We always had everything we asked for and more. She's amazing, and I just love everything she instilled into me, and I hope to pass that on to my kids.
Now that you're an adult, you realize how hard that was.
Yes, and now I have kids, and I'm just like, dang, how did she do it? I only have 2, and I would be like, wanting to pull my hair out, and she had 5.
Right, she made it look easy.
Speaking of
did it, you know?
Our kids and their opinions of our parenting, we have little Aries here, our 8-year-old.
Calm down, beautiful.
And the crowd goes crazy.
What do you have to say about your mama on this Mother's Day special?
Okay. Well, even though my mom wasn't here for most of the time, she still worked very hard, and I appreciate that she worked as hard as she could to get back to me and my younger brother, Achilles, and now we're a big family again.
Okay.
That's gotta make you feel good, man.
You know what, Aries? Let's go ahead and let you grab the first topic out of the topic grabber from the I Love My Mom bucket.
There it is.
Okay, read it and answer it.
Mom in the stands. A time Mom cheered you on in a sport or dance or hobby.
Okay, what do you got?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I think it was Frisbee.
about your dance recital?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. My dance recital.
Okay, what happened about it and how did it make you feel?
Yeah.
What happened?
Like, what did we do before? I met you up there, and what did I do for you before your recital?
You got me ready.
I did your hair and
Oh,
your
that
makeup.
recital. She got my hair done into a bun with that little bun thing she made with her sock.
Sock bun.
And she did eyeliner and everything. My eyes were literally tearing up because of the eyeliner. And she was cheering for me, watching me dance on stage in front of a million people.
That made you feel good though, huh?
Not really, I was terrified.
Hey, but being terrified, was it a little bit less terrifying knowing your mom was out there?
And then we got you flowers afterwards, right?
A bunch of people.
Okay, Aries.
Mom in the stands and a mom cheered you on. So my mom was notorious. She would wait till she did this for me and my brothers. My mom would wait until it was completely quiet. It would be like in between like the clapping intervals and she'd be like, ah, Kalvin or Tony or Darius. And it used to kind of embarrass me in the very beginning, maybe when I was around Aries' age, but over time I got used to it. And I was actually super grateful for that. And it got to the point where even my friends would be like, you know what I mean? Waiting for it to come. Every time my mom, she might not have stayed for the entire event, if something was 2 hours long or something, but she showed up every single time, did her little cheer. Sometimes she stayed the whole time, depending on what it was. Sometimes she didn't. But she was there for every single one. You know what I mean? And it really meant so much to me and my brothers. You know what? I actually got another little quick story, kind of go off topic, but I remember when one time we were in FBLA, business class, and all week the teacher was like, we're having a guest speaker on Friday, right? Boom, boom, all week. So Monday goes by, guest speaker. Tuesday goes, we're having a guest speaker. Wednesday, and Friday afternoon, I was gonna skip class too. But I didn't. And we're sitting there, and my homeboy Phil looked over at me about 5 minutes before class. Because in high school, you can kind of go between the class, you get your little 5-minute thing. And Phil leaned in and he said, I know who the guest speaker is. And I said, who? And he said, your mom. and look, and it completely caught me off guard, you know what I mean? And I remember my mom came in when class started, and she went up to the front of the room, and she had everybody laughing. She was up there dancing. I don't know, you know what I mean? People out there who know my mom, they know. And you know what? In the beginning, I may have been like a little embarrassed, but towards the middle and end of it, I was so proud of my mom. And off of that, my mom has her own business now. She's a motivational speaker. She goes to all the schools from Denver to Washington, D.C. These schools will request her, pay her way, pay her hotel, and she'll give, it's called Mama Drill, and she'll give a presentation, man.
Nice. And, shout out Mama Drill.
Mama Drill.
Shout out Mama
Drill. Shout out Mama Drill. Yeah. Let's go.
Shout out.
Yes, yes.
All right, so check it out. For me, right, my mom was like the one would be like, whatever you want to do, she was with it. So when I was in the weightlifting, she went to the Salvation Army, and we had a 2-car garage, and she decked it out. We had the stepper, the bike, the little mini trampoline, the weight set, the whole nine. And then me and David used to play football, and we was on the same team. And so I remember my first game, I played on defense. My mom never missed a game.
Right.
And however, though, she's from New York, so she loud.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the first time I got an interception, when I hit the ground, the only thing I heard was my mom screaming.
Right.
And I looked over there, and I just started juking like crazy and doing my thing. But afterwards, it was so funny because she was like, boy, you jumped so high that your feet were still doing like this. When you caught the ball, man. Yeah. Interception. And man, it was just like those are the moments that I remember because like no matter what we did, if it was like a sport, a spelling bee, anything that was publicized, like my mom was in them stands going ham. Like everybody
Right.
knew whose mom it was.
Right. It wasn't no
You know what I'm
secret.
saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't no secret. Like, man, in that same game, I got 2 interceptions in that same game. And both times, man, like, because the second time, so, you know, like in middle school, when you get a gang of people on you, they got to, like, blow the whistle, right?
Right.
Get the interception, and I'm going, and it was about 4 or 5 players on me, but I'm still going. And all I can hear is my mom like, blow the whistle! So Aries had to go do little kid things, and we're getting back to it. This is Loving Lacey, the podcast show for the 3-6. So Mother's Day special edition.
Mother's Day special. Yeah.
What?
Wow, Mom.
Nice. So we got the I love my mom topic picker. Let's go. There we go.
Specific skills Mama gave you or taught you.
Okay.
My mom taught me how to bake and cook and sew, and my mom's just super duper crafty. I'll say she taught me a lot. She taught me how to press flowers. She taught me how to garden. She taught me how to build things. She taught me how to paint things. She taught me how to put things together. She taught me how to be an independent woman and a strong woman. And she taught me how to have patience. She is like one of my main go-tos if I'm struggling in parenting and I feel like I'm losing my mind. who I reach out to, because she had 5 kids, and I'm like, dang, I only have 2. How did you do this? And she gives always good advice. And for the most part, I mean, she was a gentle parent. She just was good at what she did. So I think specific skills would be, again, like family lifetime instillments that I want to pass on to my kids. And also, she's super huge on like holidays. Holidays are always huge. Doesn't matter what it is. She decorates for everything, so I decorate for everything.
She definitely taught my baby that everything's a big deal.
She goes all out for birthdays and Christmases, and she, just the way she even wraps gifts is always extravagant and over the top with bows and ribbons and curled and beautiful wrapping paper. And she goes all out for decorating for Halloween, for whatever it is. She decorates, and she's just very like family oriented. So I grew up around all of my cousins, extended cousins, aunties, uncles, second aunts, second cousins, third cousins. Like, we always had huge family reunions and stuff like that. And so again, just the instillment of generational family values.
Family's all you got. You know what I mean? Family's all you got. What things?
You want to go next?
Oh, yeah. I would say respect and to be mindful. I think my mom was really, really big on that growing up.
Mama drill.
Really, really big on that. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. Hold the door for someone elderly. If you see someone who needs help, try to help them. And that's something that I want to pass on to my kids.
Definitely.
Especially in a world like today.
Yes.
You don't really see it anymore, and I get a lot of like feedback from older people, like, "Oh, you still say ma'am," and today at my nephew's birthday party, his grandma, when I said ma'am, she looked at me like I was crazy, like she hadn't heard it in 20 years or something.
I think too, bro, that's a testament to our generation,
right?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because my mom was big on that. When she called my name, be loud. I'd be like, "What, boy? You better say yes, mom."
Right.
She was
Yes,
teaching
Mom.
that to our kids too.
Yeah, and that's just a respect thing that these kids and these generations coming up, they don't have. They're coming up so entitled. Like, so many kids be talking crazy to their moms. Like, that was unheard of in our culture, in our generation. Man, our moms was golden
cursing around adults.
Yeah, cursing around adults, like it's cool. Like, this stuff is like, this is some new stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have no understanding how these kids think it's okay to do some of the things they do. But I'm gonna say, like, a specific skill set that was instilled in me from my mom would probably be like overtly is like my entrepreneurship. Like growing up, even when we left New York and came out to Laycee, one of the first things my mom did with her sewing, she's really crafty, and actually our two moms get along. Like Angie at our son's birthday party was just like saying she missed spending time with my mom and hanging out with her when she used to go up there and visit when my mom was taking care of our kids while we were busy taking care of ourselves. So anyways, I don't know if any of you guys remember back in the late 90s, early 2000s, right on the corner of Slater Kenny, where if you watch my interview on this episode, I'm at that Jack in the Box and I swing over and show you that it used to be a Shell station. In that lot was a place called the Busy Needle. And my mom had an alteration shop. And I remember she developed her own sign, her own logo, and she had went in with her older sister on the spot. And then if you went down Slater Kenny to the, not the next light, but the other light where it goes into like Pacific or Lacey Boulevard, you would see Olympic Flower Market. That was my mom's older sister's business. And I grew up around that. I grew up around entrepreneurs, around single, strong-minded business women taking care of kids and running businesses. So for me, that is like a core part of who I am. Like I handle all my own business, my own logo creations, like my own ideas and agendas. Like it was instilled in me by my mom to be my own boss, because she knew that culturally she was raising 3 boys on her own, and sometimes a 4th when David would live with us too, my other brother. So there was a lot that she took on as a single mom while running a business, working multiple jobs. There was a time when she worked at Western State. Like that is a highly stressful job. She got into incidences that like had me scared. Like, man, don't have me come up in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? You think they crazy
right.
about my mama? And that's the thing. Like our generation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we defended and respected and honored our moms in a way that we just don't see as much, and I want to see more of in our younger generations. You know, our kids talk back to us, like, but at the same time, generations are different. Like, I'm a hands-off dad, always have been. My older kids, you know, talk about the difference in how I parented them, and I try never to, well, really, I never do. It's not even a try. I don't put my hands on my kids. I don't touch them. And I don't know if that's the difference in their behavior towards us, or if it was just a generational thing. Like, you know, growing up, we got whooped, man. You can't just
on the spot.
You can't just say what you want to say,
spot.
Do what you want to do, talk crazy. You go about and slam a door. When you come back, there's someone in that doorway with something for you. You know what I'm saying? But
Belt or
Every
wooden
time.
spoon?
Every
Hey,
time. Right.
Something. But yeah, I really am. And actually, the other thing that my mom really instilled in me, that's a skill that I carry, and I actually carry into my work field, is self-advocacy. Standing up for an injustice no matter who is causing it. Not being scared of the system, not being scared of a teacher, not being scared of a boss. Like if somebody's enacting an injustice against me, my mom was always that one. She would get activist if she had to. She would go to bat for us. Like there was times where I was getting in trouble when I was young, but there's also times where I wasn't getting in trouble, but I got in trouble. And then those were the times my mom was like in the courtroom, like 6 deep, and no, you guys aren't doing this to my son. This ain't right. This ain't fair. Like, so just that self-advocacy and just knowing when to stand up and entrepreneurship, like, you know, and obviously like the respect thing. Like I respect women, I respect elders. You know what I'm saying? I got mad respect for moms of all kinds, not just because you push the kid out. Just like they say, being a parent doesn't mean you are biologically have created that child. It just means that you're parenting that child or children. And kudos to all of you guardians who have stepped up when some of us that were, you know, going through our recovery phases needed our kids to be somewhere safe while we got right. I thank you. And you guys that are still doing it for family members that are incarcerated or that have passed away and they're not in the system because the family members stepped up and decided they would be that kid's parent. Thank you. Thank you.
And they
Happy
do it
Mother.
for the love of
Shout out
us.
to my sister
Yeah.
Bridget.
Shout out to Bridget. Same
We love
reason,
you.
for the same reasons.
Okay, who's picking the next topic?
Let me see. Bam. A time you remember your mom standing up for you in a big way.
Which one?
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Right?
You
It was
know what I
meant for me
mean?
to pick this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You guys go. I'm trying to think.
Babe.
There's a couple.
I know. There's like so many times that I don't know. My mom's always had my back, whether it was like in court stuff, calling prosecutors, or things like that. Being there in the courtroom. I think that whenever I remember I was in a fight at school one time, and she cussed out whoever, the principal probably that called her or something, I don't know, my mom's always had my back. It's hard to think of like one specific thing,
Right.
because there's just so many. Like, she's always been there.
It was just automatic.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, even if I was wrong or right. She's not going to say that maybe like right then and there, depending on the situation. But
Later she'll tell you, Laycee,
Yeah.
you were tripping. Laycee, you were tripping. But in the moment she had you.
yeah.
Right. I think, for me, my mom to this day does not talk to her mom and her side of the family because of something that happened in my childhood. And my mom stuck up for me and lost a relationship with her immediate family. And it's still that way to this day. And I must have been 5 years old, and my mom hasn't said, they haven't communicated. And I don't think there's anything bigger than that. I knew then that, I knew already, but that really showed me that my mom's gonna have me no matter what, to sever the relationship with her mom and her sister.
Yeah.
And like to this day, like if my grandma were to pass away, I don't think my mom would go to her funeral. You know what I mean?
That's heavy, brother.
Yeah,
That's
man.
Heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy. It speaks volumes on so many different levels, like how heavy that really is. But yeah.
Right.
Shout out Mama Drill.
Right.
Again.
And you know what? It for a long time it really tore me up because I always felt like I ruined my
Yeah.
mom and her
Yeah, as a
mom's
kid.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
My whole entire life growing up. As I got a little bit older and now that I have children, if the same situation happened to my child, I can totally get behind the decision my mom made.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. So it makes complete sense now. And in the same situation, if she hadn't have done that, and then I grew up to have my children, and then something like that happened, maybe I'd feel some type of way. You know what I mean? Because like right now, it's automatic. Like,
Yeah.
what? No. So
Yeah.
man, that's I love my mom very much for that.
All right, I guess it's on me.
Yes, sir.
Wait, what was yours?
Oh, you're right. I didn't answer. I'm gonna hold this. So basically, I kind of mentioned it right before he pulled it, but there was one time, me and this little kid in the neighborhood, we was probably like 12 or 13, and we lived over there in Hawks Prairie, and we had went to the Safeway, and the little kid had lit the little thing on fire, the newspaper bin, and so a couple days go by, whatever, and the police come to the door, and they literally tried to snatch me away from my house. And my mom must have came out there like,
Yeah.
yo, like, hell no, like, this ain't going down.
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about? That's my son, da-da-da. And long story short, like my partner didn't say nothing. I wouldn't say nothing, you know what I'm saying, about who did what and this, that, and the other. They just had an idea, you know what I'm saying? But in the end, because she held her ground and knew the rights, like, they couldn't just talk to her kid without her being there, being present, and her standing up, regardless of if she felt like I had set that on fire or my homeboy did. it didn't matter. She wasn't letting none of that go. For me, that case got dismissed. You know what I mean? Eventually, his mom convinced him to take ownership of what he did. You know what I mean? And so, like, I don't have that on my record, but had my mom not been in the presence of mind or stood up for me and just, because I was doing, like, you know, delinquent things around that time, she could have just been like, yeah, he probably did it. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead, take him to juvie and let him sit. You know, she stood up for me when she knew it was right to. And I appreciated that growing up because I didn't abuse it. Like, if I knew I was dead ass wrong and my mom wanted to throw all this money at lawyers and get activists behind us and make it sometimes an interracial thing, like, oh, they just picking on you, I would just tell her, like, look, I did that shit. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, knock it off.
Yeah. Not this time.
Like, you know what I mean? And so I just know that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There were times where I really didn't do it. And because I was honest when I did do it, like, my mom had my back. And it just goes to show, like, just because somebody does some things wrong doesn't mean that they deserve to be treated as if they're always going to do wrong, even when they didn't do wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, that's just, that differentiation is, like, kind of why I am the way I am with my kids. I won't automatically assume something if they really didn't do it. You know what I mean? And, you know, my mom taught me that. One time, my second oldest daughter had got in trouble at stadium school, and her mom had called me like, oh, you need to come up there, and she did this, she did that. And I'm thinking, man, let me ask my daughter what happened. And come to find out, by doing that, I was able to go to school and get the whole story out where, you know, her mom didn't take that step. My mom taught me, man, ride with your kids, right or wrong, and figure out the rest later,
right.
type. And I understood that. And had I not been that way, I just would have jumped on the bandwagon with her mom and just been ready to just drill into her. But she was defending her homegirl, whose boyfriend at the time was, like, putting hands on her. And because I put my daughter in boxing and she gave a boy concussion, they was ready to just jump on her. But there's cameras in the school. Everything came out. But had it been me coming in, like, ready to just punish her off the rip without listening or having my daughter's back or hearing that story, you know, I just know that way of looking at things comes from my mom. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? Like, having my daughter's back. And before I heard anything else, I'm like, no, what happened?
Okay, so a question I have for you guys is, if you could pick one song about your mom or a mom that really, like, resonates with you and hits home for you out of all the songs made for mothers in the world, what would it be?
Me. Boys to Men off of the Soul Food soundtrack.
That's so funny.
Mama,
That's mine too. That's mine too.
Mama, you know I love you. You know I love you. Mama.
Loving you.
Mama, you're the queen. Ooh. And
That's
you know
mine
what?
too.
You know what?
I cry every fucking
I
day.
love
We're going to let
it.
them sing it, though.
I do. I do.
They
have
do got vocals, though. Y'all know. Y'all probably heard her on
She
the
does.
main song.
I cry.
And when I mix it and master it down, it's going to be released, but not yet.
Right.
We're working on it slowly but surely. Babe got voice.
It was also the timing of that too. When that movie came out in my childhood, it was just
Yeah, I love that movie. Soul Food
Bomb.
is a good ass.
bomb.
So since you already said it, that was the one I was gonna say.
That's why I wanted to go first.
I also like Tupac's Dear Mama.
Okay.
Because I mean, it obviously for him that was like just a deep, you know, he was just putting out everything, and it makes me cry too every time I hear that song. I'm trying to think, there's a couple other ones, but what's yours?
There's a lot of good ones.
Mine's Dear Mama. Like, at the end of the day, I don't mean to be touche, but Tupac, man, he put out a song for mamas that will always be a good song for mamas, man.
Right.
That thing down in history, future, past, present, it's always relevant. He was ahead of his time with that. When, you know, a few other joints, but this is about mamas.
Right.
Happy Mother's Day, mama.
That song will always be.
Happy Mother's Day, babe.
Okay, I'm out of here, y'all. Let these gentlemen finish the segment.
Let's get it. Yes, sir.
It's the Loving Lacey podcast show for the 360 Mother's Day special edition.
Absolutely.
Man, it's about to be live. Like, we got it popping. We honoring moms today.
Yes.
It's me and Kalvin right now, but as you seen earlier, like, lots going on.
Everyone had to come through.
Yeah, everyone
You know what
had
I
to
mean?
come through. My daughter Aries had to go to bed. It's bedtime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's get it, man. You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
get it.
Let's pop this on a high level real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, let's
Because-
go. Like,
Yes,
what's
sir.
You know what
Here,
I'm
you
saying?
want to finish up these topics and then we'll pop it for a little bit?
Yeah,
Absolutely,
okay,
man.
okay. Oh, this
Juicy.
favorite thing mama makes to eat, man.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh.
Huh?
Okay.
What is
Okay.
it? What
There's
it
so
do?
many though. There's so many though that but we gotta narrow it down though. We gotta narrow it down.
Narrow it down. Let's see.
All right.
I'm gonna do one better. Rest in peace, Block. But my mom got this bean dish she makes. Block's favorite.
Yeah.
If he was on the show,
Yeah.
which he would be if he was here. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's my ninja. That's my brother. But
Rest in
he
peace.
loved my mom's bean. My mom loved Block. It didn't matter if it was a special occasion. If I was like, Mom, me and Block is coming through, he want them beans. If she didn't
Put it
have them,
together.
she would go to the store. She would put them beans together for Block. Man, and he'd take a whole pot and rocks that.
Right. By himself, huh?
Yeah, so that's Block's.
Yeah,
for my mom.
yeah.
I just know that for sure. That's my dude, you know what I mean? So for me, my mom probably makes the best macaroni on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like the way man, everything about it, the gravy that go with it, especially like on the Thanksgiving spread. Like even the whole family know. Like if everybody's potlucking on Thanksgiving, my mom got the mac.
Don't even trip. Yeah, she got it.
My mom got the mac. She actually got my older brother on making that, and he got some bomb ass mac too.
Right.
But it's not mama's mac.
But he got the secret recipe, but he just don't he don't got that touch though. You know what I mean? It's almost there, but it's not all the way
You know,
there.
he's firstborn, but it's not mama's mac.
Right.
It's just not. It's not mama's mac.
It's different. It's a difference. Yeah.
It's a difference.
It's
That
a
mac is
difference.
slapping.
Absolutely.
That mac is slapping. My mom makes so much delicious stuff though. It's just, and she had all boys. She taught us all how to cook, so I can get down. My brothers can get down. Like it is what it is. But yeah, that mac, there's something special about that mac, man.
Man. Speaking of some mac, my mom used to always make this chili mac. And I know you guys are probably thinking chili mac like the ones they give you in the jailhouse, that real cheap kind.
I'm not thinking that at all.
Okay, for sure.
I just know.
You know it's on
We're gonna have
time.
to
Yeah,
get mama
man.
to get some of that.
Some chili mac. My mom used to put, oh my goodness, she
I
cooked
mess
up
with
the
some
meat.
chili mac, bro.
I love me some chili mac. Because of my mom, I love me some chili mac. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And I remember she would make it, and when she would make it, she would make a big thing, like an overabundance of, so we could keep it in the fridge and have it for the week, man. We would take, man, I'd take it with me to work. You know what I mean? Come home from school, and all my friends knew too. My mom was real good on getting all the snacks for. Remember the little Gatorade drinks? Remember the little
Yeah, I already know. You already know, man.
A bowl of chili mac and a Gatorade drink. Oh man! I should ask her to make me some more chili mac. I don't know if Tiffany's ever had my mom's chili mac either. It's on another level. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And you know, I don't know if I revealed this either, but growing up, my dad was actually like the cook, like on the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we did do like something like that, my dad would actually be the one to cook. My mom also made a really good breakfast. But I'm gonna come back to that on Father's Day, and then we're gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
You know we're gonna have a Father's
Yeah.
special, man. We're gonna be popping it for fathers all
Absolutely.
around. All right, this is the last one on this one, man. This one's pretty easy. What's a nickname your mama called you? You go ahead with this one, man. What's your mama call you, man?
My buddy.
My buddy. My buddy, remember the toy? My buddy.
Do you remember? This is a long time ago. Dude, they had these little dolls. I can barely even remember them. They had these dolls, and they had My buddy.
That's
my
what I was just
buddy,
talking
my-
about.
Okay, yeah.
You remember it? My buddy.
My
Yeah,
buddy,
like little Calvin
wherever
Bad
I
but they
go,
weren't.
he has to go. My
Yeah,
buddy,
my
my
buddy.
buddy, my buddy.
Yeah,
And,
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
When I was locked up, that was like me and my mom's thing. We called each other my buddy, right? And we would end all of our letters like that, start all of our letters like that. You know, random phone calls, love you too, my buddy. And that was like our thing. And you know what? We even said this too. Let's say we were in a situation where I had to tell my mom something important without giving away that I was in a situation. That was also like our code word. So if I was not able to answer that question, if my mom would ever ask me, what's our nickname? And I wasn't able to give that answer, she would know, it's not me, or there's something going on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, for sure.
You need to call somebody to pick up the phone.
That was like your password.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a security question. You know what I'm saying? Like your real life security question.
Right.
Oh yeah, he's kidnapped.
Right.
Yeah, he's not giving that up. Now y'all know. Kidnap Kalvin. Mama can't come because you gonna know the answer.
Right.
No, but
Just text
mine
my buddy.
was like they used to call me accident prone. I was clumsy as man.
You had 2 left feet?
Man, did I?
Yeah.
I had one left foot and one no foot. I don't know, man. It was like when Dave Chappelle did Little Foot Long Foot.
Right.
Everything I was bump stuff,
Right.
break stuff, man. I got stitches from just accidents. Like I really was. I was accident prone. I was clumsy as shit, break stuff all the time. It was crazy.
Yeah.
They called me out. So look, man, we're gonna take this time to honor some really. I'm
man.
gonna give out some big recognition to some moms out here in Laycee, in 360, in
Respect.
Thurston County. I don't want to miss none.
Respect.
You know, I got a little bit of a list. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a couple of them out here, and where these names
And
go?
before you do that, let me ask you something. Do you think that part of your attraction to Laycee is because in some ways she reminds you of your mom?
That's a funny question because they clashed, you know, in a big way.
Okay.
And so I want to say no, but at the same time, had they not clashed, if I just narrowed down their, commonalities,
Right.
the things that they actually have in common is the core. There's some core things they do have in common that I respect, but at the same time, like my mom and my wife are from 2 different generations.
Absolutely.
And 2 completely different cultures.
Right.
So the parenting that Laycee brings to the table, which comes from her mom, who's closer in age, really close. Like her mom and my mom are peers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of my mom and her mom have a lot of similarities. Like they both like to sew. They're both super artistic and crafty, and had held state jobs and stuff for a long period of times. Like those like surface things are real similar with them, and they kick it a lot. Shout out to Mama Angie again. Shout out to my mama. So, but the things that really attracted me to my wife, again, because we fell out, and there was a time where I was in a whole different relationship, and there's all that stuff, and then she had to come out from nothing, you know what I'm saying, and get some stuff dismissed, in the legal system, and came out with nothing on her record. But during that process, she lost storage unit, everything, and she came out and had to fight an uphill battle for our kids. You know what I'm saying? And so watching a version of my wife that I hadn't seen in the past allowed me to kind of solidify and validate basically that I always knew this woman could be the version of the woman that she is today.
Right.
And I got to see it, even though I was seeing it from inside the prison myself. then I came home and I'm getting to see it. And we as a couple are still building. We as a family are still working on our routine and how that's gonna look moving forward. But as a mom, like man, kudos to my wife. Like, one thing that I really, really respect about my wife is her willingness to accept feedback, to alter her parenting, like in real time.
Yeah.
If, you know, I see something and speak on it, like literally, if not in the moment, then the next time that same scenario happens,
She's adjusting.
She's adjusting. And then she'll give me feedback and appreciation for helping her make that adjustment. Like, you know, working on certain things like with patience and things like that, where I have way more patience than the average person. Like, I've raised 7 kids.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And me and her have 2 together that, you know, we are raising together in our unit. And so, like, man, she's dope. She's dope. Super proud
Absolutely.
of her. And her recovery, like all these different things. And that's kind of what I want to get into is there's some women in Laycee, in Thurston County, that I couldn't do a Mother's Day episode without just mentioning. And I'll just go real quick. Like,
they deserve the respect.
Man, the first one is one of my best friends, one of my brothers from another mother's mom. And so, Teresa, you are a superhero mom. Me and you were friends long before I ever met your son. So not only was I able to see your transition, and now you're a superwoman in the community, you know, doing these different things, helping people in peer work, but you also provided me with a friendship that is only second to probably Block. Like, no bull stuff. Like, Mama's boy got his name because when I met him, it was because you had asked me to kind of like take your son under my wing. At the time, you know, we was doing different things. And so I saved him in my phone as Mama's boy. And so that's
what we all call him. Yeah.
And that's what we all call him.
That's like literally his name.
But it wasn't like a disrespect thing.
Yeah.
It was just like, that's how I save people. I used to save people in my phone the way that I identified them.
Tony Walmart.
Even if they didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't always on the up and up, and I didn't want people to be able to get in my phone and know who I was dealing with and talking to. So anyways, like, he's one of my best friends. He's the reason why I came home and had a car. He's the, you know, he answered any call I made from the joint. He rode my whole time with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're business partners right now. Shout out to the Red Merchant that he wanted to bring back to life, a company that I had started and then went through a bunch of stuff with, and then I had to get, you know, dismissed with the courts that my business was ever involved in any illegal activities, which it wasn't. So, like, shout out to the Red Merchant. You guys will see us up and coming around in the community, doing things, and hopefully by 25 we got a brick and mortar to sell our stuff through. But, you know, shout out to Teresa for her role in the community and in my life personally.
I have to interject too. Teresa also did for me, you know, from the joint. You know what I mean? Before me and Teresa ever even met, somehow Brian was like, hey, just my mom, she might be able to. So I'm calling her from the joint, writing her from the joint, and she set me up with housing from the joint. And I came home to my own room, you know what I mean? And then I met up with her. She's the one that put me on with the Red Lion job.
And then you put me on Red Lion. Yes, bro. We was doing banquets together, man. I was on bail.
One of the best jobs ever.
I wasn't in the game no more. Basically, everything was over. It was done. And I was like, nah, I got to work. And boom, my cousin hits me like, bro. And we was working that pack walls together.
Right. I hit you like, B, listen.
Yeah,
come do this.
Lady. And I, you know me, like, boom, I went on it.
I seen that first checking out. I thought it was wrong.
We did that shit for 2 years together, bro. And so that's what's up, man. Yeah,
hey, you know what?
Super mom, shout out.
Super mom.
Teresa Nisbet, man. Thank you for everything you do in the community. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for being who you are. I'm sure a lot of people will come on this podcast.
Oh my goodness.
We could probably do 10 episodes
Just on her.
Just bringing people in that you've helped change their lives, man. Like, we appreciate you. So my next one is Kira, man. Kira Matson. Like, what can I say? Like, you on the same level. You're on your way to being on the same level as Teresa. And the only reason I say on your way is because she is our elder and she's been doing it longer. But that's it. Like,
That's all.
Like, you did a complete 180. Super proud. Like you're doing the most. Crisis prevention. You came by my job. You know, I'm in peer work now.
She doing it like that?
Is she?
What?
Is she?
Okay. Okay.
Supermom Award.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Respect.
Kira Matson. My personal superhero award goes to Carolina Gates. Since I've been in peer work in like 4 completely different unconnected circles and organization, your name comes up. So big shout out, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Your Pursue It If You Want It hoodie is on the way, on the house.
I have a lot of respect for her too.
Yeah, you told me that. That's
She
what's
does.
up, man.
She does. She's
Yeah.
good people, man. She's a roller derby and everything. She's out there killing the
Yeah.
girls. Yeah.
She's definitely a vigilante. Like,
Yeah.
she got a super suit in the closet. I know
Yeah,
she
yeah.
does. I know she does. She better not fight crime in this city, but she's definitely putting on the suit, bro.
Right,
For real.
right.
For real. And we got Star Johnson. Man, I seen where you came from. You know what I'm saying? And to where you are now, like, major kudos on everything. Like, I can't wait till we could collaborate in my professional life and continue on this path. Like, the peer team right now in Thurston County, the people that are in spots, Megan Buchanan, I'm not sure if I'm saying their last name right, but you know who you are. There's a big Facebook post,
Right.
over 60 likes, like people seeing us together. We're going to collaborate. You're on the board of drug court. Like,
Yeah.
dope. Straight up. The good kind, not the bad kind. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super excited to be working where I'm working. And I'm glad for people like you. You know what I'm
She's
saying?
really bossed up. She bossed the fuck up.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And it's just in the honor of, like, just in general, recognizing recovery. Rocky, Carrie Moisey. I got to stop for a second and give super big shout outs to Courtney,
Right.
Candelaria. You know
Yeah.
you are like another complete 180. Like, everything that you could possibly be doing right, you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? You got your little boy, you're full-time momming, you got your license. You ain't had a license in I don't know how long.
You can't even remember.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats. You got a little bucket. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know you a grease monkey, so when your car breaks down, you'll get up
do
in
it
there
yourself.
and fix it.
Yeah.
And you just had to do that the other day. Like, man, kudos to you. Congratulations on your new job. Congratulations on your stuff. And that takes me back to my wife. Like, again, happy Mother's Day, babe. Like, I'm super, super proud of you. Super honored. You know what I'm saying? To even be your husband. Like, straight up. You know, if you guys ain't checked it out on Spotify, I dropped a single for my wife called Beauty and the Bee. You can find it on Spotify under B Aktiv, the rapper. B Aktiv, the rapper. I'm on the track, singing, rapping, all that. Step completely out of my comfort zone just to honor my wife and our story. Like, that song's tight. You'll know it's the song because it's a picture of her as the cover art. I didn't even make an album cover or song. I just threw a picture of my wife on there because that's what it is. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I still do music. It's just not in the forefront of my life right now. Shout out to